What's going on, guys? It's Jesus here again to bring another League of Legends video. Today we're going to be getting back into our ranked Teamfight Tactics climb. As you can see, I just made it into Platinum off of my last game, and this game I'm going to show you guys the strategy and the build that I've been using to get out of Gold and into Platinum. So hopefully you guys like the video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, so we're loaded in the game here. So I'm going to show you guys kind of, what I've been doing, what I've been building, my strategy that's led me to get out of Gold. So the strategy revolves around nobles, which are super strong right now. Then secondary, you got gunslingers and blade masters, and ultimately knights are worked in there as well, but very minor. The big thing being the nobles and the gunslingers. Blade masters is a good one to work into. You could go heavier on the gunslingers if you want to. I typically try and split it where I only have a couple of gunslingers, but I get the minimum blade master trait going. I just feel like blade master is super strong. So we're gonna start off here just getting nobles. Tristana is a decent gunslinger for like a transitional piece. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put her in there. Basically, as your main like early game carry here with this strategy is going to be your Lucian, and there's not another gunslinger within the noble characters, so you have to go outside of that to get another gunslinger. Tristana works until you find Gangplank, and Gangplank's going to be another cornerstone piece, because Gangplank, not only is he strong in general, but he's got both the gunslinger and the blade master trait, so it helps with Fiora, and the Gangplank. Then you find like the Draven, and then you get the Draven in there to complete the blade master. Boom, there's solution. Pretty critical piece here to the puzzle. I'm going to grab the Darius as well, because Darius also fills in pretty well until you can get all 6 nobles. Usually Kale is what you're waiting on. But yeah. So another kind of central piece to this is using red buffs on the gunslingers, which is why I went for the Varus in the Carousel realm, because he had the Giant's Belt, which helps build into the red buff, which is what we're going to try and get 2 of those, one for the Lucian and one for the secondary gunslinger, which maybe temporarily. Look, boom, red buff, sweet. Tier actually comes in handy. We'll get into that later, but already got the red buff on the Lucian, so that's going to be super powerful. We'll probably do pretty well early. I would like a second, a third noble here, but I don't think I'm going to get it, so that's unfortunate. But we do have the gunslinger bonus going, so that helps pretty good with the solution with the red buff. Basically, if you don't know, the gunslinger will attack. It's got a 50% chance to attack additional enemies, and red buff will put on, the actual effect of red buff just by getting hit. So right there, 1 auto attack, 2 auto attacks. They're all already hit with red buff. So it really helps you, chunk out these tankier compositions. If it does struggle, I would say it's against like heavy burst, because usually you want the fight to kind of go out longer to help proc all those red buff ticks. Oh my gosh, an early, wow. We should do like super well, if I'm being honest. Boom, so we don't even need Tristana anymore. Tristana is pointless. We have the Gangplank. I'm going to put the Tier on the Gangplank, because Tier in combination with, what is it, the magic resistance item, the like skirt looking thing, that will create Hush for Gangplank, which, with his ultimate with the barrels, it could actually proc on multiple enemies, and so multiple people could be hushed at one time, which is really cool. Which is also another good thing about red buff on the Gangplank, is his barrels will proc red buff on multiple enemies. So like when you're getting in those late game team fights, it starts to add up in damage, and like everybody's getting hit with the red buff. Gonna lose that one, but that's okay. Just a few health. Another Garen. We'll just sit like this. We have a pretty strong opener. So as a result, I'm definitely going to be waiting to get to hit 50. But what I've noticed as I was playing through gold is it's definitely hard to push the economy strategy super early in today's meta, because a lot of people just spend all their gold, and when they spend all their gold, they're stronger than you early. You lose a lot of health in that process of trying to get to the 50. And you end up losing. So we'll definitely play cautiously here, but I feel like we have a pretty strong starting team here. After this carousel round, I'll level up to 5 and go ahead and put another noble into the game, and that will give us the noble buff, which will... Oh wait, we already have noble. Oh, we can put Vayne in though, which will bring in some extra damage. Let's see here. We're still going for another red buff for the gangplank, but we do have the Hush available, which we can take. In my opinion, the red buff is just more valuable. So I'm going to go for the chain vest here, and the chain vest will couple with another giant's belt later on. And yeah, we'll have a red buff on to gangplank. Worst case, if we don't find a giant's belt, it still makes the item that causes people to disarm, which can be powerful on gangplank as well. All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and push up and get Vayne on the board. And let's sell Ashe. This is for, I forgot that I had the tier and not the magic resistance item. Oh well, that's not a big deal. Just means we're gonna have to find another item for sure. We're still losing a lot of these, so not by much though. Or, yeah, definitely gonna lose it. But again, not by much. We're still at 87 health. We're doing okay. We'll stick with the, economy strategy for the time being. All right. Another good thing with this strategy, which I'll show you in the next round, is it's really good against Krugs. So like normally this, I just feel like I don't have a lot of 2-star champions, so surviving the Krug round would be more difficult than usual. But with the red buff, it really helps out, and I'll show you why after we possibly lose to this guy. Yeah, he's got Void going. Void's pretty strong. One thing to note about this strategy and why I'm willing to, sack a little bit early to get this thing going is this composition will eventually peak at level 8. So you have to get to level 8 in order to really see the benefits of the late game strategy. Get the viewer. I guess we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll just chill here. So, yeah, you got to get a level 8. We'll go into like all the champions. Obviously, all the nobles, the gangplank, the Draven, eventually the Darius, if you can get to level 9. But ultimately, with everybody else involved, you know, you'll be full up at 8 champions. So right here, we got Lucian taking on both of the other Krugs. He's got red buff on both of them, so they're not going to heal as each one of them dies. So it helps you get all 3. Just makes it kind of simpler. The second tier, I mean, we can still use it. It's definitely not an optimal item. We'll, I guess, hope for a BF sword when we find the Kale and use that as a Spear of Shojin for, which is a pretty strong item for Kale. I think that's, and if we you know, end up not finding the Kale, have to use the item, we put it on Gangplank and just let him start off with a little bit more mana, so maybe we can for sure get the barrels off, because the barrels do a lot of AoE damage, and with this red buff strategy, you're kind of ticking everybody down at the same time, so it's like you either win hard or you lose hard a lot of the times. But if you get everything going and you get all the items and all the champions that you need, then it's a really good strategy, and I don't know if it's beatable. Downside is that a lot of other people go nobles, because nobles is super strong right now, so it can be competitive actually trying to get the champions that you want, and so that's why going early a lot, going in early a lot is pretty helpful. In this case, we got really lucky with some early picks, but see, so now, yeah, we're getting up there. We're missing Leona and Kale and Draven. So once we find those 3 units, we just make sure we get to level 8, and then we just try and level up level up the champions, I should say, you know, as you go. Almost to 50, should be at 50 next round, and actually be able to spend after the carousel round. So that'll be a good time to beef up. We'll be probably still above 50 health, which is you know, optimal. If you get below 50, then you definitely got to worry about your chances. Obviously, if you're above like 80, it's automatic top 4. Yeah, I mean, even with these rounds that we're losing, and we're on a loss streak, so we're getting in this extra gold, but we're taking minimal damage. Like, there's this, I could be down here where this dude is, and let's just be glad we're not. All right. Not gonna find anything immediately here. We're 8 off from level 6, but we're fine. Even if we lose hard in this next round, we'll still be above 50, which I'm okay with, and we'll go into the carousel round, and we'll get something, and we'll probably amp it up after that. Yeah, this dude's probably gonna beat me pretty good. Level 6, 5 of them are 2 stars. All right. 58 health. So now we gotta figure out what we want. We do get first pick here. So the health, I guess, is probably what we're gonna be going for. So let's go for this. All right. So I think that gives us red buff on Gangplank, which is a big important point for us. It's multiple red buffs on multiple gunslingers, so we'll be, their whole team should be lit on fire. Nobody took the Leona, so maybe we can find the Leona in the rotations. Ooh. Alright. Boom. Boom. Go ahead and put this red buff on the gangplank by buying something that I don't care about. Making a red buff, selling it, and putting the red buff on the gangplank. Boom. Now, let's go ahead and ramp up to 6. Put Darius on the board. So now we have the night bonus going as well. Now the goal is to stabilize, and once we stabilize, and we're going to be spending our extra gold throughout this process, and trying to find some of these 2-star, get some of these 2-star units secured. And once we do that, we'll, in the meantime, we'll also be looking for the other noble units, the Leona, the Kale, and once we get those, then it's just about getting to level 8 and shooting for some more 2-star units. If you get everybody in this composition to 2-star with all the items, you'll likely win. Definitely top 3. Boom. So here's the Draven. Alright. So now we have a decision to make. I think the decision is to just jump to level 7. Yeah, so now it's just about securing the noble units. We found the Draven. And we have the Blade Master, Gunslinger. Imperial's actually going for the time being because we don't have the other noble units. But when we get the noble units, we'll take out the Darius, put in Kale and Leona. Look at this. It's a pretty big spike in power here. We're going to try and save back up to get to 50 because we kind of bursted a lot of gold out there just to make sure we were able to get the Draven in. We've also started win streak, or we've ended our loss streak, so we're going to be losing that gold income. And we're really going to be trying to maintain as long of a win streak as we can to keep that money flowing in, but at the same time we want to get to 50. Luckily we have Wolf Round here, which is quite convenient for our timing there. It certainly wasn't super planned that way, but with the carousel being that round, able to get some extra gold from the Lulu. I think it was that, no, what was it that I had? I don't remember, but ultimately gave me the Giant's Belt that was able to create the second red buff. Selling that created a little bit extra gold in addition to kind of chilling and not going super ham after securing level 7. I wasn't just like, oh well, I'm below 50 now, might as well just go all the way in. Now let's hold it just for a second, see what happens. All right, Hush here. I think this is static, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait. I'm going to try and secure a Rage Blade and a Spear of Shojin. If I start losing or something, then fine. I'll throw it on Vayne, but for the time being, I'm going to try and get a Rage Blade for Vayne and Spear of Shojin for the Kale that we ultimately find. Hopefully. I will say that's probably the biggest issue with the comp is you do need Kale, and Kale is tough to get. Even if you see the Kale, then you gotta secure the Kale because everybody wants Kale generally. It's just a really good unit. Alright, so we're at 30. Usually, as of recently, I've been waiting till I get into the 20s. So I think I'm okay for at least one more round. Obviously, there's a chance that I just get rolled over, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. There's no reason to try and level up here because I still don't have any of the units that I want to put in, so we're just going to continue to look for some units. Level 2 Gangplank, that's going to help out a lot. Alright. Two more rounds till the next carousel round. We should make it. even if we lose this next round, we'll just put some gold in and survive. Hextech is super annoying. If you haven't played up against Hextech yet, it's quite annoying. Do I risk it? I think I'm not gonna go all the way in yet. I'm greeding super hard here, and I could just lose because of it. I'm gonna continue, I think. Boom. Alright, I think I'm gonna chill there. I went a little ham there, but I got the level up of Draven and Darius. I think that should be enough to not lose any health here. Nice. That's first place. That's Mr. First Place there. So it's good that we're beating him at least. All right. So the BF sword. Oh yeah, but there it is. The Yasuo. Boom. That's what I need. Because he's got that needlessly large rod that'll get me the Rage Blade for the Vayne, which Vayne does really, really well with a Rage Blade. Considering she doesn't run on mana, and it's basically her ability is just every third attack on one individual unit takes like a percentage of their health, which is pretty strong. And when you get Rage Blade, you proc that more often. There's the Kale. That's good. Still not optimal, but it's there. I think we just push for... Did we do that yet, though? We're 34 away. I wouldn't even make it right now if I did it, so... I think we do that. We swap out Garen for the Kale. Because Garen's still level 1, Kale level 2's got to just be straight up better. Alright. So we got the T-Root on Kale now, which... you know, it's okay. It'll help her get her first one off, but doesn't really get her going like the Spear of Shojin would. Rage Blade, I mean, not Rage Blade, Red Buff, super good against people like Swain, anybody running Bloodthirst, any type of healing and stuff like that. So, Nobles, you know, Nobles get that heal from the bonus itself, so it does help out in that regard. Man. Still so close, a lot of these. I feel like I should just keep going in at this point, though. Can we get to... Oh, man. I think we take out the Darius. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Just for now. Until we find a Leona. We need a Leona. But if we lose one hard, it's over. Risks that you have to take. Alright, so Gangplank over here's got the Morello, so that's a pretty good item, but he was silenced. So feels bad for him, feels good for me. Nice. Actually got a win there. And now it's Raptors, so we don't have to worry about like not using a whole lot to maintain 50, and we can wait for the next round to try and definitely force to find the Leona. We do need the Leona. We're now 32 points away, 32 experience points away from getting to 8, which is that all important number that we need to be at. There's the Leona. Okay, so definitely boom. We're good now, guys, to tell you the truth, if I'm gonna be honest here. I'm worried about the Hex Tech, and I don't want them to cut off both of the red buffs, so that's why I space those guys out like that. But we have all 6 nobles going now. This is pretty powerful. Alright, now we got Spear of Shojin for the Kale. That's pretty awesome. Just got some armor too we can use for something. Got the level 2 Lucian. So we're really just looking for the Leona at this point, right? Yeah, we're basically set, guys. I mean, we could try and just take it easy here and wait till we hit 9. And if we hit 9, we play the Darius. And that just makes it even better. Boom. He's out. Alright, so we at least don't get last or 7th. We could, we're poised to pull off a top 4 here for sure. We can probably pull that off. The win, we're pretty low. So, you know, that's all I'm going to say about that. We do have like pretty much everything we need. The best thing we could really do in terms of items, maybe like put some on Draven if we can find some. Or even like Kale, like get a Rage Blade for Kale. That would probably be killer, dude. But now the question is, do we try and force to find the level 2 Leona? Or do we try and save up to get to 9 to put in the Darius? Because we're a while away from getting level 8. Like, we would basically have to just sit out for the net, like all the way through Dragon, maybe even more, to make that happen without like spending any gold. But yeah, I mean, this is a strong comp. Or smashing. So worst we could come right now is 5th place. We're getting close to securing top 4. There's the Leona, fell right into our arms. I think we just try and go for the Leona. I think that's the best. That's the best thing we can do. I don't want to sell the Darius though, just in case it goes long. Like if it goes several more rounds, then you know, level 9 becomes more of a possibility. Or like, you know, Force of Nature could come up in the carousel round. So I want to have that option available to play Darius if it does, you know, become available. The Glacial comp though, that really sucks. That feels super bad. Even with all that, like all of that delay, still came out on top there. All right. Let's see here. Guardian Angel, ooh. I think 100% Misfortune is the take here. Man, I'm not going to be able to get that. So I think Shin becomes the next. Not going to be able to get that either. Go for Sejuani here, I guess. Put some attack speed on the Kale. I think that's the best play out of those. level 2 KO would be sweet. Not gonna hold my breath for that though. Alright. You know what? That's fine. I want to move Fiora to the outside, but Hex Tech, right? No, that wasn't Hex Tech actually. They just have Vi. But I'm just worried about the Hex Tech. Is anybody running Hex Tech? I should probably check on that. Ooh, we lost. Wow, okay. And this dude's still hanging around. They're gonna make me work for top 4, guys. Oh, there's Leona. We gotta do it. Yeah, there's no choice. You pick the Leona there every time. Okay. Alright, are these guys running Hex Tech? Yes. I can't do it. Okay. It has to stay like this just to make sure that the items are separated so that not everybody gets hit by the Hex Tech. If I face the person who's doing Hex Tech. Alright, so this is the really annoying glacial comp. I'm certainly stronger than the first time that we went up against these people, but he might have also gotten stronger. Looks like we're doing pretty well though. Alright, survived another one. That's good. Top 4, guys. Give me that LP. Freelo. GA. Who do we put the GA on? So I don't think we can put it on Gangplank now. Snack Darius up there. So I guess probably Kale, right? Kale's probably the best bet. Alright. So, next move, if we can make it to the carousel round, we go for either a BF sword or a needlessly large rod. That's if we make it. We might be getting ahead of ourselves. That Cho'Gath Q is so annoying. Yeah, it looks like that's it for us, guys. Well, 4th place. So, secured the win, but had to work a little extra hard for it. Probably more than harder than we should have. But we got the LP. We're officially climbing in platinum now, so that feels good. That was the strategy, basically perfectly. The Kale could have been level 2, I guess, and maybe a rage blade to top that off, and another guardian angel or something for Gangplank. It surprises me because it started off really well, but I figured we would have actually gotten everything a little bit sooner and not had to lose as much health in the beginning part of the game, which really set us back. But overall, not too bad of a game. We actually pulled out a win. You got to see the comp that I've been trying out, all of the units and items included for the most part. Hopefully you guys liked the video, and if you did, give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because you know I'm going to bring you the top quality League of Legends content, usually on a daily basis, but maybe not until like the second week in September. So if you guys like the video, I appreciate it. I'm Jesus, and I'll see you guys next time.